Imagine a dawn of humanity.
A single sharpened stone, a thrusting spear. These were not just tools, they were the genesis of conflict, the first whisper of a technological arms race that would echo through millennia, shaping civilizations and defining the very nature of survival. From these humble beginnings, we embark on an incredible journey through the evolution of weapons. Our story begins in the Paleolithic era, some 2.6 million years ago, with the Oldowan stone industry.
These early hominins, likely Homo habilis, in regions like the Gunna Valley in Ethiopia, used simple percussion techniques to knap flint, creating choppers and flakes.
These weren't just for butchering, they were the first offensive and defensive tools, granting an edge against predators and rivals. By the Mesolithic period, around 10,000 BCE, the spear thrower, or atlotl, revolutionized projectile warfare. This ingenious device, a stick with a hook, extended the user's reach and leverage, allowing hunters and warriors to hurl spears with significantly greater force and distance.
Cultures across continents, from Europe to the Americas, adopted this critical advancement.
The Neolithic Revolution, starting around 10,000 BCE, brought agriculture and settled societies, but also new challenges and the need for more potent defense. The bow and arrow emerged, likely in Africa or Eurasia, offering a silent, lethal means of projecting force from a distance, fundamentally changing hunting and warfare tactics.
As civilizations grew, so did the scale of conflict. The Bronze Age, beginning around 3300 BCE in the Near East, introduced metallurgy. The bronze sword, stronger and more durable than its stone or copper predecessors, became the iconic weapon of warriors. The Egyptian New Kingdom, from 1550 to 1070 BCE, saw its charioteers wield bronze weaponry with devastating effect. The Hittites, in Anatolia around the 14th century BCE, mastered ironworking, ushering in the Iron Age. Iron weapons were cheaper to produce and harder than bronze, democratizing access to effective arms. This technological leap contributed to the Hittite Empire's military dominance before its eventual collapse around 1200 BCE. The Greek phalanx, perfected by figures like Epaminondas of Thebes in the 4th century BCE, relied on disciplined formations wielding long spears, the dory, and large shields, the hoplon. This tightly packed infantry unit proved nearly invincible on the battlefield, dominating the Hellenistic world until the rise of the Roman legions. The Roman Empire, from 27 BCE to 476 CE, revolutionized warfare with its disciplined legions, advanced logistics, and versatile weaponry. The gladius, a short, double-edged sword, was perfect for the close-quarters combat favored by Roman tactics, complemented by the pilum, a heavy javelin designed to disable enemy shields. The invention of gunpowder in China, traditionally attributed to alchemists around the 9th century CE, began as a curiosity, a potential elixir. Its military applications, however, were soon realized. By the 12th century, the Song dynasty was developing primitive firearms, like the fire lance, a bamboo tube projecting flames and shrapnel. Gunpowder technology spread westward, reaching Europe by the 13th century. Early cannons, like those used by the English at the Battle of Crécy in 1346, were crude but terrifying. They marked the beginning of artillery's dominance and the eventual obsolescence of traditional fortifications and armored knights. The arquebus, a handheld firearm, appeared in Europe in the early 15th century. Though slow to reload and inaccurate, it represented a significant shift, empowering individual soldiers and gradually diminishing the effectiveness of heavily armored cavalry charges that had dominated battlefields for centuries. The development of the matchlock, then the wheellock, and finally the flintlock mechanism in the 17th century dramatically improved firearm reliability and rate of fire. By the time of the Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815, muskets like the Brown Bess were standard infantry weapons, capable of delivering volleys that could decimate formations. The Industrial Revolution, starting in the late 18th century, accelerated weapon development exponentially. Mass production techniques allowed for standardized, reliable firearms. Breech-loading rifles and repeating mechanisms, like the Spencer repeating rifle used in the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, gave soldiers unprecedented firepower. The late 19th century witnessed the rise of smokeless powder and the machine gun. Hiram Maxim's invention, the Maxim gun in 1884, fired hundreds of rounds per minute, creating a terrifying defensive capability that would define the brutal trench warfare of World War I. Its impact on the battlefield was immediate and devastating. World War I, 1914 to 1918, also saw the introduction of chemical weapons. Chlorine gas, phosgene, and mustard gas were deployed by various nations, causing horrific injuries and psychological terror. These indiscriminate weapons led to the development of gas masks and a new, grim dimension of warfare. The interwar period in World War II, 1939 to 1945, brought about rapid advancements in tank technology, aircraft armament, and naval weaponry. The German Blitzkrieg relied on coordinated tank assaults, while the Battle of Britain showcased the critical role of fighter aircraft armed with machine guns and cannons. The Second World War also culminated in the development and use of the atomic bomb. The Manhattan Project, a top-secret U.S. initiative, led to the creation of nuclear weapons. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 demonstrated a destructive power previously unimaginable, altering geopolitics forever. The Cold War, 1947 to 1991, spurred an intense arms race, particularly in nuclear proliferation. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, MAD, emerged, based on the idea that a nuclear attack by one superpower would be met with overwhelming retaliation from the other, theoretically preventing large-scale direct conflict. The development of guided missiles, both ballistic and cruise, became a cornerstone of modern warfare. Systems like the Soviet R-7 Semyorka, the first ICBM, and later precision-guided munitions, PGMs, allowed for attacks on distant, specific targets with unprecedented accuracy, minimizing collateral damage but increasing strategic reach. The Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, saw the widespread use of helicopters for troop transport and attack roles, armed with machine guns, rockets, and early guided missiles. The AK-47 assault rifle, developed in the Soviet Union in 1947, became ubiquitous, known for its reliability in harsh conditions. The late 20th and early 21st centuries have been defined by advancements in stealth technology, electronic warfare, and precision strike capabilities. Modern fighter jets like the F-117 Nighthawk and B-2 Spirit are designed to evade radar, while advanced targeting pods and satellite intelligence enable strikes with pinpoint accuracy. Cyber warfare has emerged as a new frontier. Nations and non-state actors can now disrupt critical infrastructure, steal sensitive information, and engage in espionage through digital means. This invisible battlefield poses unique challenges to traditional notions of security and defense. Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, or drones, have transformed reconnaissance and strike capabilities. From the Predator and Reaper drones used extensively since the early 2000s, these platforms offer persistent surveillance and the ability to engage targets without risking pilots' lives. The future of warfare is increasingly being shaped by artificial intelligence, AI. Autonomous weapons systems, capable of identifying and engaging targets without direct human control, are on the horizon. This raises profound ethical questions about accountability and the very nature of combat. Hypersonic weapons, traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, are another emerging threat. Their incredible velocity makes them extremely difficult to detect and intercept, potentially destabilizing existing strategic balances and ushering in a new era of rapid, high-stakes conflict. Directed energy weapons, such as lasers and high-powered microwaves, are moving from science fiction to reality. These weapons offer the potential for rapid, precise engagement, capable of disabling or destroying targets with light or electromagnetic energy rather than kinetic projectiles. From the first sharpened stone to the potential of AI-driven swarms and hypersonic missiles, the human drive to innovate in warfare has been relentless. Each advancement, while offering tactical advantages, has also brought new ethical dilemmas and increased the destructive potential of conflict. This journey through weapons technology reveals not just the evolution of tools, but the evolution of human strategy, societal structures, and our capacity for both creation and destruction. The implications for our future are profound, reminding us that understanding the past is crucial to navigating the challenges ahead. Join us next time as we delve into the history of defense, the evolution of armor, from ancient shields to modern body armor, and the constant battle of innovation between offense and defense. What technological breakthroughs will shape the next chapter of human conflict?